Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to another stream. I totally intended to look at what number stream we're on, but didn't in the flurry that was setting up to stream. Hey Google, stop the music. I had, I was trying to play some royalty-free music, but it's just eating too much internet, so I'll just can that. Tonight, my apologies if your Google, if you got a home device or something. When I do YouTube videos and I do that, I invert or reverse the sound so it doesn't trigger the home device. Just as I was setting up the stream, my mouse that runs the stream computer is suffering from a low battery, so changing screens might be a little bit more difficult than usual. Tonight, I want to join these two tanks together. I still need to weld this tank. This is the second tank of, we're building a custom tank for a customer, and I build two at one time in case I screw one up. And this one, I just want to try and get the settings right to weld the seams around the tank. So first up, I need to weld this overflow bottle, and then we're going to play around with settings to try and get a big thick weld across these two beads without distorting these mounting points. That's the challenge for tonight, and if we fly through that, I've got a second project here that we can finish off. So first things first, I'm going to weld the bottom side of this catch can overflow bottle. So I was going to install a catch can tonight into my own vehicle. Not my own catch can though. I bought a Ryco diesel catch can. They're a very similar to the ProVent catch cans. I got one super cheap during who was it? Sparesbox had a sale. I don't know if it's still going on, but Sparesbox had a sale of like 30% off, and then if I bought it through eBay, I could get an additional 15% off or something. So I got a Ryco, can't see the part number from here, but their complete kit, diesel catch can for like $180. I can't even make one for that. It is all plastic. It's not quite as elaborate in fabrication as mine, but it is quite well made. It is baffled and does have a filter in it, and you know, on par, if not a ProVent style catch can. Very good catch can. Anyway, I was going to install that tonight on stream, but I couldn't figure out how to do it without having the shop door open during the stream, and I'm just not I'm not a public streaming guy yet, so we are welding instead, and this actually moves the needle towards me affording this shop that we stream from, so makes more sense to do this. Anyway, pop your welding helmet on. Let's dive in to a welding screen. What we should do is actually set the machine up, because the last welding I did was Friday night stream. I haven't done any welding since then, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, we were welding on a pulse setting. So I'm going to go back to profile 1, which is a straight current setting. It's 123 on the AC balance, negative 28, 123 on the frequency, negative 28 on the AC balance, and it's a square wave profile. It is max current of 110 amps. Just the standard profile I use to weld outside corner joints on 2mm aluminium. This morning when I came into the shop after not being here, I was here Saturday, not here on Sunday, and my entire welding bench, this whole section that you see here, had surface rust on it. So it's all covered in WD-40 right now. Nothing's where it should be, but we're just going to deal with it. Anyway, we're all set up, so let's get some tacks welded on this. G'day Chris, welcome to the stream. Did you have a good weekend? And or a good Monday? Had a really hard time. I actually just started welding without priming any gas through, which was totally my bad. I did have the gas line unplugged. I moved some stuff around behind the welder today and had the gas unplugged from the machine and totally forgot to prime a little bit of gas through, so you can see that purple tinge right at the bottom of the weld there, which is just me arcing up with no gas. Yeah, it was super humid on Sunday. I think it is just because I touch this area so much, but I was really surprised to see how big it was. And think that maybe I should spray the bench down before I leave on a Friday if I'm not intending to weld on a weekend, which I try not to work on weekends. So we're going to buzz down the other side of this while it's still nice and cool. And let's jump, oh, first let's put your welding helmet on. Don't want to do that. I'm really struggling with this flat battery in this mouse. I don't have any batteries here, and I was already so late for the stream I couldn't run down to the shop and grab some. I'm getting there. If I go here, we'll be fine. Nothing super fancy. The fit up wasn't really great for that weld that we just did then, but you can see the tack was huge there. Just is what it is. Not particularly fussed on this part. I obviously want to do the best job I can, but it is going to be powder coated, and this is the very bottom of the catch can, overflow bottle. Keep calling it a catch can. So I'm going to buzz up this side now, this side here. So then I can run across the top. Quiet day today, Chris, at work, or did you take the day off? Definitely don't have to answer personal questions on a public stream. So, welding across here, you want to be over here a little. See if I can focus you and pop your welding helmet on. Jump in a welding screen, hopefully. Alright, so we just had that big blob at the start there, which was me just welding over the top of that blob we had from the last weld. Mental health, good on you, man. Went fishing today, good on you. I'm actually, I've been thinking about that for the last week or two, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to take Wednesday and Thursday off this week and go camping. Try not to get too many people before they go away for Easter. See if I can go midweek. Feeling very much the same, man. Just like mentally taxed at the moment. It's a stressful time. But good on you. Yeah, prioritize yourself always. I'm the worst at practicing that, but I am an avid believer in it. So I probably should start over here, really. If I do that, if I do this and then rotate it, you guys, yeah, you'll see the whole thing. Which might mean no stream Wednesday, Thursday. I don't think it's worth me doing a camping stream. But yeah, we'll see how we go. I am the first person to pull the pin on my own well-being, so but that's my intent at this point. Also, while I'm thinking about it, we had 3 new subscribers over the last couple of days, over the weekend. Connor, Avril, and Stevo scrolling at the moment. I can't get the ones in between to scroll on that little subscribe situation at the bottom, but this is me saying thank you. Yeah, we're getting there. 620. We're on the road to 1,000, and that's bloody awesome. And I thank each and every one of you for hitting subscribe, checking out what I'm up to. That's it's still so bizarre to me, but thank everybody that's subscribed. Trying to hit this welding button. Here it is. Maybe here it is. Alright, did that camera drop out? No. I had a hard start or arced on start. Often the camera drops out, but it didn't that time, so all good. Just critique this. A little bit too much heat through here. You can see the weld's not quite as shiny as the rest of it. No real reason. I think I was just traveling too slow. I'm not entirely sure what was going on. There is a hole here, so there's a tiny little hole, and I don't know if you can see, there's a ring around there. So when I cut it, it didn't cut all the way through. So it's cut, I guess, about 0.3, not quite enough for me to push through, so I will drill that out. But still should be enough to create a good heat sink. So I don't know what went on there. I didn't really pay attention. So I'm just going to roughly pop this up here. I might regret this momentarily, but we'll see what happens. And we're just going to buzz down this piece here, this little angle on the front. There, I'll put your welding helmet on, chuck you in a welding screen. See that filler rod just magically slip out of my hand there? I can't even reach it. I was just like shimmying it up and it just slipped right out of my hand. Cruise along the front here. Something doesn't feel quite right tonight for me. Might just be a gas flow problem. I'm not really sure what's going on. We're definitely fine. We're at 7.5 litres per minute. It's probably me more so than anything else. Gonna buzz across the front here and then come down this. You see this really big hole here. That's the bend relief that the computer gives it. But we'll fill that up and come down, but I just want to close this up, all these thin areas in this corner here. So let's get to doing that. Pop your welding helmet on. Get in a welding screen. Not too bad across there. It's very hot when it came to all those thin areas. Probably should have fused them up really to create a bit of a heat soak. You can see this side of the weld here I really backed off because I was very worried about blowing that side out there. But we're past it now, so no problems. Just grab my TIG finger and I'm just going to knock that corner in. Beautiful. I think this might be the best angle to attack that. I can't get you guys above it, but I can zoom you in here. Find focus. So I'm going to weld across here. I'm going to hang out this end a little bit and fill this giant hole. And I'm going to use the cleaning action to clean the soot off from where I've tried to tack it and failed already. Let's get your welding helmet on. Jump in a welding screen. Okay. Alright, it just spins right out of focus. Just sealed him off. Got a nice, real low profile termination, I guess it's the start point, but it looks like a termination on that weld. I'm going to go across this flat section now, really just powering through, trying to weld this up as quickly as possible so we can get onto the point of the evening, which is joining the two tanks together. Hard one to get in focus. Not too bad. Pop your welding helmet on, jump in a welding screen. Having such a hard time clicking on these windows with this mouse battery. You know, when something doesn't work and you overcompensate, and then I'm chasing the bloody mouse around the screen. Not too bad, a bit wobbly. I sort of lost track of the center point as I went down. I don't really know why. I think, I don't know, I don't think my mind's really in it right now, but still looks really good. It's a weld that you will never see when the tank is fitted. Not that that matters, but it just, you know, just sort of wanders a little bit as it went down. I think as I went over attack, I just sort of lost the center point a little bit. And so I'm going to do this curved side and then terminate on this area here where all the welds are coming together. See, just down in that corner there. So we're going to buzz across here. You guys can see that. Let's get your welding helmet on. Jump in a welding screen. Alright, that was a really nice weld. Just a really nice gentle curve. Got really good etching on that too. Just felt really good. Finally, maybe just got my eye in. I am, can you see here? how can I show you this? I am listening to the metronome in my ear. After our discovery the other night that 113 beats per minute is my perfect welding cadence right now, I'm not going to go to the trouble. Actually, I tried to go to the trouble of having it in the background of the stream, but I'm just listening to it to see how it goes in the background. The app that I use, I should find it and pop it in the description, but the app that I use will play over anything else that you're listening to. So if you're listening to music, it will play at the same time as music or whatever. A lot of apps will stop one to play something. So I'm actually listening to the stream right now on YouTube while listening to the metronome play. But I will find it and add it to the description for future streams. I don't think I'll go back and replace it in earlier streams. Pop your welding helmet on. Dive into a welding screen. I didn't check when I spun the part if you'd be able to see. You would have saw most of it. Again, another really nice weld. I think I've just got my eye in for tonight. This part is welded. I want to cool it down since the point is to find some settings that will be beneficial to weld the other part. I'm just going to grab some air and cool this down a little bit. And I'll pop you in the welding screen so you don't have to listen to the noise. Alright, it's relatively cool to the touch with gloves on. It's probably one of those instances where I should grab my thermo heat little laser gun thing. I am going to have to just knock this high corner off. Can I show you that over here? It's just way too high for me to push these flush together. So bear with me while I do that. I can't take you over to the belt sander, but I'll leave the microphone on and you can hear what happens. So shove everything over here from out behind me like that when the stream starts. I'm also over here in the dark with nothing but flashing LED lights to see the belt sander on. So now, let's zoom this camera out. What? That's exciting. So what my thought was is that I wanted to weld these two together. Originally I was going to leave the two welds exposed, but then I was worried about how it would, one, translate once it's powder coated, and two, over time when grit and things get in there. Obviously this aluminium's not going to rust or anything, but you know, looks dreadful if it's full of sand or dust and then gets oil soaked or something. So I was just curious about how I'm going to join these together on the final version. I think that the wise thing to do would be to redesign the part and have both of these faces as a fold instead of a seam to be welded. So I was pushing two folds together, which we don't get an example of on this tank. But if I flip this around, pushing two folds together is a really sharp little line that I can weld without doing a massive wide weld bead. This is 13 mil. This is a big old. I'm not going to weld that in one bead. So I think leaving those as two separate exposed welds will be the immediate solution. So I am just going to go get a couple of tacks on this side here. I'll pop your welding helmet on, get you in a welding screen. The other thing that I could do is put a false top on it. So basically put a single plate over this whole section here and weld it on and just sort of join it in where it needs to, like a vanity plate, but that's not very good for production runs, and definitely not very good for trying to get consistency welding over the top of welds. So leaving those two welds exposed, I think, is the go on this design. I might basically the way that I design these is I build them as a block and then I put the skin on top, which is the aluminium. So I do pick where these seams go. So instead of putting the fold seam at the back here, I'll move it to the front, and I'll pop a seam here, and I think I might actually, no, I quite like that weld there, but yeah, I'll fold that back instead and open it up somewhere else. I've got it open from this front panel so I can put all the baffling in, because the bottom's a single piece too, but I did put the baffles in with this front panel removed. But that's why I like to build them sort of one at a time, two at a time, to be able to do these little revisions. But that all looks pretty true, looks pretty good. So let's jump into the welder settings. You can see, well, you can't see, or you can, but the welder camera has frozen. Let's restart him. See here, I got my logo there. I laser engraved this front panel. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but on my CO2 laser, I engraved my website, actually, my website on both sides of this. Because Kempe used some of my photos, and they cropped out all my branding. So I put it on the screen because they're not going to crop out their own machine. So I put it on the screen here. So when I send them photos, they often will post photos of mine. When I send them photos, I make sure I get that reflection on the screen so they can't crop it out without doing some pretty heavy duty photoshopping. I don't know if that's a bit petty, but the other day I spoke about how I like to have my brand everywhere, so it's always in the background. Yeah, having it on other people's images is also a good thing, since I'm trying to build a brand that's going to be here for a long time. I'm going to drop down to profile number 4, which is a pulse profile. This is 120 Hertz, -28 on the AC balance, and 150 amps max current with a 1 second pulse with a 60% on time. And let's guard this mouse. So I'm going to weld probably 10 dabs at either end, 8 or 10 dabs. I'll see what looks about right, about an inch on both sides. And then I might play around with the bottom side, trying to see what sort of settings will fill that entire weld. And if we can get acceptable result, then maybe we'll do the top. But for now, I'm just going to get some good solid welds on this side. Just got to be really mindful not to crack these tiny little tacks. So we're going to start, you can't see that at all. Going to start down here, 8 or 10 dabs, we'll figure it out. Let's get you in focus there and pop your welding helmet on, get in a welding screen. Alright, I did have a tack break. I just took care of it. I didn't really have the time to come back and talk you through it, but this tack up here broke and pulled apart, and I just muscled it together and re-tacked it. I just tried really fanning out those welds. So they're about 11 mil wide, and we need 12 or 13 to fill these double beads. So what I'm thinking, originally I was thinking about dropping the frequency down to fatten up the weld, but I think if we just slow down that pulse, which, is that camera still working? No, that the welding camera, what did I have to do? Today I had to reroute the cable, and I think it actually touches too much metal now. It's going up over the cage and then back over here, whereas before it was running through one of the tubes. But I don't know if you can see right where my finger is there, the cable's running up and over. Which way do I point for you to see? This way, up and over. Trying to figure out cable routing for future streams to be able to sort of move around the shop. I was thinking about doing a total different stream tonight, but it's just not possible right now to do some packaging streams. So I guess we either have more on time. If I drop this down to 0.7, which is going to be on for 1.429 seconds, I'm just going to, let me get in here. So I'm just going to come in from this side and see how wide of a bead I can get. If I can get the entire width, I'm going to attempt going the entire length. So let me just move you this way so you can see that if it does happen. And we'll jump, first, pop your welding helmet on, jump in a welding screen. No, yes, no, yes. Okay, I got the width, but I'm not happy with the appearance of the weld, so God, why does it look better in the camera than it does in person? That is a 13 mil wide weld, and it looks atrocious to me looking at it, but when I look up at the screen, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad. I don't think I can get a wider. Basically, aesthetically, I'd like a wider bead, so the dabs, the dabs spaced further apart, words. But I think the two opposing worlds look better for sure. If I could get a dab spacing like these here, I'd probably go for it. But I don't want that to be what the world sees. So we did the experiment. Man, that is a hot boy. Yeah, we did the experiment. That's the new. This is going to be the new dual tank S15 catch can. So radiator overflow and catch can all in one. I must look at the capacity of this. I can't remember. It's either 2.6 litres or 2.8 litre tank, which is ample for a SR20, which is what the car has natively. I have a 3 litre catch can as a different variant, or this same model without the overflow bottle. If you have a stroked SR20 or put an RB in or something, you need that 3 litre plus capacity. But this is a option to turf the overflow bottle and add a catch can all in one go. So this needs fittings. I don't actually know where the inlet fitting goes for the washer, the overflow bottle. The sample, I have a 3D printed sample that I fitted to the customer's car, and I've lent that to Otaku Garage, and that's got the information on it that I need to figure out where those fittings go. But I think once I've got the can ready, I'll get the customer back and we'll just double check. Once it's mounted in the car, I have already made the jig to put the brackets on for mounting. Time-wise, we're at an hour. I'm going to continue on with the other tank that I want to do tonight. It is, just got this airline in the way now. It is a raw finish tank, I think. Yeah. It is going to be a raw finish tank, so we'll just grab some alfoil to protect it a little bit. Which we've already welded the catch can. We did that the other night, and we just have to weld up the washer bottle. Washer bottle? Yes. So we'll get into it. I feel like I'm too far over on this table. I'm definitely not centered in the camera, and I used to be. See how that goes. Alright, we're doing this, we're zooming in, we're moving down, and focus, right there. Put your welding helmet on, jump in a welding screen. obviously we don't want that pulse profile. I totally bumped the camera as I was getting the alfoil out, so everything's all over the shop. That's as good as we're going to get it on the fly. So let's, where are we here? Let's go back to profile number 1, 123 Hertz, negative 28 on the AC balance, square wave, and 110 amps max current. And get back into the welding screen. Really beautiful little weld there, considering the tank was cold. So really great first weld. I'm still listening to the metronome in the ear. I've just got it playing in the background, just tuning it in and out as required in my mind, not in reality. So I'm just going to buzz around from the start of the tank. What's going on here? Just some dirt. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. You'll be able to see all that. I say that, and then I want to put a chill block on there as well. 1, 2, 3. You're going to see most of that. Welding helmet, welding screen. just saw that that camera froze again. I don't know what I can do about it right now. I ended up going for that fourth side as well. Probably shouldn't have, because you can see the start of that weld. Yeah, the start of that weld there is just a little bit too hot. Probably should have taken the time to ramble a little bit and buy it some time to cool down. But I didn't, and we're rambling now instead. Let's flip that part over. And we're going to continue on from this side. I want this chill block to use as a prop. Actually, I want my thinner chill block, which is in the laser machine right now. I was engraving cardboard boxes today, and chill blocks make great weights to hold cardboard down, especially welding a box. I don't. Oh, they're folded up, so sometimes you've got to really weigh them down to get them flat. I do have some high-powered, what are they? Rare earth magnets in there to hold it down to the honeycomb, but in the laser, when the laser head runs around, if I have a weight in there, even something like one of these chill blocks here, the laser head will just quite happily push that out the way. But if I have a rare earth magnet holding it down, usually the laser will go over the top and just not cut. It'll cut the magnet instead. Not do anything to the magnet, because it's only a CO2 laser. So I try and use weights where I can, is what I'm saying. Not that that has any relevance to a welding stream. We'll save that for a laser cutting stream, I guess, that information. Let's try and get this in focus here. Pop your welding helmet on and jump in a welding screen. I'm sure you heard, but I knocked that over part way through, so it gave me an opportunity to practice a stop-start right here. All in all, doesn't look too bad. I am curious if it's scratched the other side. I haven't checked yet. I do notice, yeah, there are a couple of little scratches, but they'll be easy to remove. My glove, when I propped it back up again, I just went ahead and grabbed it. Where are you guys? Right there, my glove melted a little bit to the bottom. But this version of this tank now is going to be sold with a rubber base. So all of that is going to get totally covered with a laser cut piece of rubber. So nothing to worry about there. Let's got this side here. Let's get you guys right there. Put your welding helmet on. Get a welding screen. Okay, that looked really good. So these are going to need some fittings. Both of these tanks we welded tonight need some fittings. This one, like I said, is going to be a raw finish tank, which will be the very first R34 raw finish. This is version 2. Let's zoom you out there. So I need to put the cap and I don't need to put the fittings on, but it's easy to put the fittings on while they're separate and then join them together. I'm not going to set up and do that tonight. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 catch cans that need fittings on, so that might be a good job for tomorrow. Since I don't think I'm going to get an opportunity to prep any cans, to weld out any cans, and we're totally out now. We've welded all the tacked up cans that I've got around the shop, which is good. But I've got an appointment tomorrow which might prevent me from cutting, and then subsequent streams, in later streams, we'll get back to welding tanks again, because I am loving this these settings and this discovery, and how the weld quality is right now. I'm really enjoying welding in an evening. It's really nice. This tank here predates the metronome, playing around with the metronome settings. Not a great deal of difference, but there is a difference, definitely in the bead profile, and I would say easily in the bead consistency. Just having that metronome playing in the background, just as a reminder, what a great little tool to use to just improve weld quality like that. That's really great. But I'm going to end the stream here. We've done everything we set out to do tonight. Chris was here tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, Chris. I really appreciate it. And I actually really appreciate your example of taking a mental health day. Good on you, and I'm definitely intending to follow in your footsteps. Anyone who stopped in and checked out the stream tonight and didn't make it to the chat, thank you for spending some time with me tonight. I really appreciate it. It's bloody amazing that people come along and watch what I do in real time, which your schedule lining up with my schedule is awesome in itself. Anybody who watches the VOD or who sees this video after it goes live, you're bloody awesome. Thank you for watching the content that I put out. I'm trying to keep these streams public until the next stream goes live, to give people a chance to find them. Previously, I was putting them on private straight away to not clog up my feed with hour-plus long videos. My call to action tonight is I would like anybody who watches the stream, finds anything that I do valuable or thinks that I might have some value, I would like you to share this stream with any groups that you're a part of. So if you're part of a Facebook welding group and you think, only if it's in context, but if you think somebody on there might want to come along and watch the stream, I'd bloody love you to share that. I see a bunch of people who are trying to figure out aluminium welding, and I often think that it might be beneficial for them to have a chat with someone in real time. And if we got people in the chat, there's obviously a collective knowledge, but I'm not allowed to self-promote, so I can certainly share somebody else's content, can't share my own. So my call to action tonight is that if you're in a group or you're part of a group and think that there might be some benefit in saying, there's a dude that welds aluminium every night on YouTube, I'd appreciate it if you did that. And that's it. You guys bloody rock. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. But we're in the same group. Yeah, I think it's fine if we're in the same group. It's just I can't post it. You maybe can. I don't know. Try it and find out, I guess. That's it. Have an awesome night, everybody. And I'm absolutely going to see you tomorrow.